So, just an interesting thought. I was just reading in Luke, chapter 22, verse 45. And I've always taken this. This is when Jesus is in prayer before being arrested, and he finds the disciples asleep. And I always take this passage as the disciples are losers, and they're just like goofing off, and Jesus is coming back and like, why are you guys asleep? Come on. I'm like, this is serious. You need to be praying for me. So I always kind of look down on the disciples like, could y'all really, for real, y'all are falling asleep when, Jesus is in this much turmoil? Because he was in obvious turmoil, right? But then I was just reading today, and it says, when he got up from praying, he went to the disciples. He found them asleep, overcome by grief. And so I'm thinking, overcome by grief. It says the disciples were asleep, overcome by grief. So it just gives me a different picture of them, like, where they just, how when you just cry and cry and cry until you just are out of energy and you just fall asleep. Is that where they were at? Is that the kind of grief that they were going through at the time? Because that just gives me a whole different picture of who they are and how much they cared, comparative to if they just fell asleep while he was going through all that. So anyway, just thought that was a different thought.